Okay, let's go back to this one now. Let's get some decent turf too. There we go. Better, huh? Do a little around the world there.
That's what I was going to think. No.
Learning to put that left wrist under control, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's the way. Great. You got your down that time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What was your primary thought there?
My primary thought was getting the impact bag, but also my letting them go.
Mm-hmm.
Almost doing the around the world.
Good.
You'll probably have to repeat what he says because I put the mic on the camera.
Okay, he's he just, his primary thought was the impact bag, and then keeping that left wrist flat as he swiveled into the finish.
That's what happens when you go back too quick.
Yeah, that's and it's over acceleration. That's the menace that stalks all lag and drag. You get it going just so fast you can't keep up with it, and you start to throw the club. You set up convulsive throwing pressures instead of steady driving pressures. It's all about pressure. That's what makes a golf swing so difficult. I mean, you're getting out of the cart, or it's been 3 or 4 or 5 minutes since you hit the last shot, or maybe even a full shot, and here you're charged with recreating this whole thing again. It's the whole, and it's pressures. It's all about pressures in your hands, and it's so elusive because once you've thrown the club, I mean, it's going, it's off on its own. You have to sustain these driving pressures in your hands, and once you've thrown it, you've lost it. You've got to continue to drive the club. The great players continue to drive the club. Almost everybody else, even tour players, tend to throw the club a little bit. They're very expert at throwing it, but they're still they still got a thrown club head on their hands instead of a club head that they're continuing to drive. And that's going to be your goal over the next few years and for the rest of your life. Learn to create and then sustain steady driving pressures. Now that ball was driven. Could you tell the difference?
Yeah.
That you drove. Now what was your thought there?
What you just driven.
Driven.
I tried to drive it right down through the ground.
Oh, there you go. I tried to drive it straight down into the ground. That is great. If you look in 6E2 of the golfing machine, that's exactly what he says to do. Drive the ball into the ground, not into the air. If you don't know that you hit down, assume that you did not, because you almost certainly didn't. That was a wonderful stroke. It was downward, outward, and forward. A true three-dimensional impact. And they could hear it all the way down the line. A very nice stroke. So, it didn't have quite the down, did it? Mm-mm. Yeah, quite the down. And so the ball is just sitting there, but it demands perfection for a perfect shot. Of course, that's a wonderful shot, and it's maybe 10 feet short of perfect and dead straight. So beautiful. Very nice. Even Hogan himself said only 2 or 3 shots around that he hit would be perfect. So basically, even for Hogan, it was a game of misses. So we all know what the great shots look like. Show me your bad shots. And that shows you what kind of a player you are. Most guys are, even good players, they're 12-hole players, they're 13-hole players, they're 14-hole players. Very few are 18-hole players. They're where their golf swing continues to drive all 18 holes. And as I said, most people don't ever drive the ball anyway. They're all throwing it.